guys, welcome to episode 2 of The Hard Truth.
Alright guys, it's Nick Duran, your host again. I realized that I said episode 2 of The Hard Truth, but it's actually episode 1. We had technical difficulties with the original first episode, so just want to make that clear. This is actually the first official episode of The Hard Truth.
I'm your host, Nick Duran, and today I'll be interviewing senior Lambda, Colt Lambdin. And today's topic is the faculty-student relationship here on campus and the issues that happen between the two. To start things off, we're going to listen to a little short story and experience that Colt has to share that happened recently right before winter break. Colt, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nick. So I guess I get started off with SurveyMonkey. You know the SurveyMonkeys that they send out before every break?
Yeah.
That basically ask the student whether or not they want to stay on campus and to give a reason why.
Yeah, aren't those supposed to be anonymous?
I thought so. I don't know. So I'm filling it out, and I'm saying, I'm going to stay on campus, blah, 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 blah. And it's because I want to stay on campus because I have comps this upcoming weekend, and most of my comps are on, like in-person stuff. I'm a geo major, so I got to know how to identify rocks, so I got to be in the rock lab every day, identifying them. So I want to stay because of that, and number 2, because I live 9 hours away. I'm from the top of Michigan.
That's quite a commute.
So, yeah, I didn't really want to commute home for such a short break. So I'm filling it out, and I see in there that they want to charge me, $35, $50 a night to stay here on campus. And I'm like, all right, sure. So in the comment section, I'm filling it out. I asked them, I'm just wondering why I'm being charged this amount of money to stay somewhere. I already pay thousands of dollars a year to live. And, I might have lost my cool a little bit. I might have kind of compared them to, money-sucking leeches. I don't know.
It's justified, though, in a sense.
It's just kind of how I saw it. And that's how it's kind of been since my freshman year. I feel like they're always trying to look for somewhere to get more money.
Yeah.
And so I said that. I submitted the SurveyMonkey. A few days went by, and I get an email from Lindsay Fallstick and someone else in, what's it called?
Student life.
And student life. And I read the email, and they'd never answered my question, first of all. I asked them why I was being charged this money. They didn't answer. Instead, they said what I said was inappropriate. And, yeah, it might have been out of context. It might have been a little bit inappropriate, but I just like to say shit how it is. That's just what I like to do.
It's the hard truth.
Right, exactly, the hard truth. And so I get that email, and the emails pretty much tell me it was inappropriate, and then they continue to ask would I like to stay on campus or not. So I sent an email back basically saying, you're right, I understand the way I worded it might have been a little bit inappropriate, but I still don't take back what I said. What I said is the truth, and I'm sorry you can't take it. And then I restated, yes, I'd like to stay on break. I have comps coming up. I need to study for them. They're very important to me, and I live 9 hours away. And a whole day later, I get an email back again saying that my request has been denied because of my actions and how I acted. And, I didn't really know what to do at that point. So at that point, I just kind of let it go. And I left school for break that Friday we got out, and I went down to Louisville for the weekend, and I came back for 2 hours on Monday. I was probably on campus for 2 hours on Monday just grabbing clothes because at that point I was kind of couch hopping, living out of my car. I needed some clean clothes. So I stopped back by Lambda, was there for maybe 2 hours when I hear a loud bang on my door. And I opened it up, and there's a campus safety officer there. And instead of him being, more formal and kind of nicer, right when I opened the door, it was immediately yelling in my face, why are you here on campus right now? I have direct orders from Lindsay Fallstick to remove you from campus, and if you don't leave right fucking now, I'm going to call the cops. Swear words, cuss words, threats to call the cops right away. Not asking me what I was doing there, not asking me anything, just right away threats. So I talked to him. I look at him. I'm like, sir, I live 9 hours away. I don't really know what you want me to do. I'm just grabbing clothes, and I'm going to be out of here. And he wasn't having it. So I grabbed all my clothes, blah, blah, blah. And he basically escorted me to my truck. So I get in my truck, and I'm sitting there for probably maybe 3-5 minutes max, trying to figure out, where to go next. I'm on my phone. I'm calling my girlfriend. I'm calling friends from Indy, seeing if I got a place to stay. And I'm I'm sitting there for 3 minutes, and he comes back and knocks on my window, and he tells me to roll it down. And I roll it down, and he goes, "If you don't leave campus right now," he said some swear words too, "I'm gonna call the cops."
Wow.
And I looked at him. I go, "You just kicked me off. If I want to go home, I have a 9-hour drive. It's 8 p.m. You want me to drive through the night right now home if that's my only option? You just want me to
Somebody
go?"
got to plan out.
No,
like,
like I
ahead
had
of
to
time.
plan out like where to go next, and he just really wasn't. I feel like he handled it kind of inappropriate. I feel like maybe if he would have been a little bit more like compassionate about it and like maybe a little more understanding, like I would have kept my cool a little bit too. But I just tried to explain to him I need to figure out what to do, and he just said, "I don't care what you do. Just go. You need to leave. I will call the cops." So, and then at that point, I just left it at that. So,
Wow. I'm trying to think of what to say to that. That's pretty deep, but
yeah.
I guess my initial reaction to that is, it's kind of ironic that they're called campus safety, and
Exactly.
it's kind of an endangerment situation to just.
I felt endangered. I mean, opened my door to threats right off the bat and swear words in my face and kicking me off the campus that, like, I have considered home the last 4 years, a place that I fell in love with. I mean, it's been hard, honestly. I mean, I almost feel like the past, like, year or two here, it's just been so different. I mean, I fell in love with this campus. I really did. And I just feel like the administration and some other, I'm not going to name any names, but it's just some other people in charge just, like, really swayed me from that.
I definitely see where you're coming
You
from.
know?
Like, I know personally for me when I took my visit, it was a big deal to me because I'm from 16 hours away in Albuquerque.
Yeah, you know
New
what it's
Mexico,
like to be
you
far
know?
away.
Like, just getting out here in itself was a journey. Like,
Yeah.
and when I was on my visit, they really pride themselves in, like, kind of treating this place like a home for everybody, like home away from home.
Exactly.
And really emphasize that the faculty, like, has a good relationship and bond with the students here. And like you're saying, this past year specifically, like, I feel like they've tried to open up doors for, student life to improve and for us to have more fun because, we had so many restrictions with COVID last year.
Yeah, true.
But at the same time, they're doing things that, like, counteract that whole community aspect. Like, they're out here making huge changes to stuff that impact the students greatly in their livelihoods.
They do, and I don't know if they realize that. And I mean, you're right. Like, they do say that they want to have a good relationship with the students, and I'm sure they do have a good relationship with some students, but they have good relationships with students that, like, don't want to accept the truth, that they just don't care, and all they
Students
care
that
about is, like,
Side with them.
getting more money and what's going to benefit the college economically, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been shown. I attended that panel that Lambert did on
I wish I
Greek
could've went
life,
to that.
and I mean, right off the bat, it seemed like it was just basically him listing off assumptions and, like, how the students feel and, like, what they want for their well-being. And
How does he know?
like, the first 40 minutes started out with him kind of just giving out answers to these questions that nobody asked.
Yeah.
He's just stating the whole, I guess, situation and what's going on and, like, the dynamics of it. But I mean, from a student standpoint, it really sounded like it was just all stuff that would benefit, like, money for the campus.
Yeah, literally.
And, just going back to how, like, we need more money and that retention rate's dropping and all this. But, if you really want retention rate to come back, then you got to have, like, this strong relationship with the students here.
Exactly. Because, like, if you don't have a strong relationship with the students now, like, when they graduate and they become those alumni that do donate money back to the school and that are, like, providing money for the school, like, if you have students here that hated their time here, like, the last 2 years, and they graduate and they become successful and they are blessed enough to be able to provide money for the school, and then they're not going to want to do it if they're treated shitty.
You want them to give you a good rep.
Yeah,
for sure.
like, I would, 2 years ago, if you would have asked me if I graduated from here, would I want to donate back to the school and back, I would have been like, hell yeah. I would have been a spokesperson for this school. I would have told everyone to go here.
Oh, 100%.
But the past 2 years, I don't think I can say that anymore. I just don't.
I don't blame your feelings at all. I mean, like, whenever I first took my visit here, if it was, like, from that point on, I felt the same when I took my visit. Like, now, I would definitely refer this school to somebody.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I feel like a lot of the things that they kind of tell you to persuade you to join this campus, they really just kind of go under the rug. Like they don't really.
They kind of like swept them under.
They
the
didn't
rug.
really like stick with that
They
at
kind of
all.
went away.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe some of it did have to do with COVID coming about and everything, but there's ways to work around that. I don't know.
What do you think would, I guess, improve this relationship between the faculty and students? Like, this could be anything. Just give your thoughts.
You know, honestly, maybe just being more real.
More
Like,
transparent, you
more
say?
transparent. Like when I was going back and forth with Lindsay, I'd never had one of my questions answered. It was just more of her telling me what she thought of my actions. And like I said, yeah, maybe they were a little too much, but maybe I lost my cool. But I wish I would have gotten some answers back to my questions, you know, or maybe if they were a little bit more understanding of people's situations.
Absolutely.
You know,
I definitely think they need to step in our shoes a lot more.
definitely.
I think our voices are definitely overlooked a lot, personally. I mean, like, the transparency is a huge thing, and you really need that, especially on a campus of not even 1,000 people anymore, right?
Probably not on campus. I think it used to be like 1,100, but I doubt now. It's probably around 800, 900, if I had to guess.
Yeah, that transparency is really important, too, because, I mean, like, it always feels like when they're trying to do these improvements to the school, like, they're kind of, like, in the direction of stuff that would benefit the students, but, like, it seems like they're lacking execution. Like, it's actually stuff that we need. You know, they put in a lot of money into certain things on campus that I think are the wrong
Exactly.
things.
I mean, and you can look at the history of all that. I mean, you know, Woody Harrelson, he went here. When he donated so much money to the theater program at Hanover, and I don't think they put a cent of it towards the theater program. They took his money and they built a football stadium.
Yeah, our theater looks for having a
And the
grant.
theater program needs it.
Yeah.
They do. And after that happened, he promised he would never donate money again here. And that just shows. That's a perfect example of what's going to happen if they just don't fix their relationship with students
Yeah.
and fix this shit.
I mean, that's unfortunate because personally, he's one of my favorite actors.
Oh,
like,
he's great.
That guy is like a character, definitely in the cinema.
Right.
And
I love telling people I went to the same school as Woody Harrelson.
yeah, that's something you should be proud of. And I mean, I can't tell you that he probably says the same thing about Hanover. Like,
Probably not.
definitely not as proud as we are
Probably
to have
not.
him come here.
I think I looked it up one time. I think there's like one video online where he mentions that he went to Hanover. And like,
That's unfortunate.
he's obviously not too proud of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. That's just my take.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's kind of sad that they didn't put that money towards the theater because it definitely needs some improvement. And
even like yeah, they did their renovations on IDE and stuff, but since I before came here as a freshman, I lived in KP as a freshman.
oh yeah,
Before I came here as a freshman on my visit, they promised that they would have like new renovations in KP before I came freshman year. Before I came,
KP's
And
the furthest from that.
and they still haven't done renovations in KP, and I am about to graduate.
yeah,
So-
that's alarming, honestly. And
And
I
like,
mean-
it's bad in there. I mean, you go into the bathroom, there's mold in the showers. There's plants literally growing in the corners of the showers.
Oh, yeah.
The carpets are stained all hell. Like, it doesn't look too great.
yeah, I lived in Wiley last year, and one of my favorite experiences was being one of like the few dorm buildings that didn't have AC.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
I remember like
That's hell.
me and my roommate both noticed it, but we'd have like papers sitting on our desk, and in the fall it was so humid in our room that the paper literally started to like curl
Oh my god.
like off the
I believe
table,
it.
and
I
it
believe
was
it.
disgusting, you know. Like
Yeah.
I felt like a creature living in that place.
Yeah,
And
I bet. I mean, KP didn't have. I don't know if they have AC now, but my freshman year they didn't, and that was hell. That was hell. And you needed a like a doctor's note to get an AC, like a what do you call it, an AC in your room.
That's-
like, to go buy
that's
one. You
ridiculous.
literally need a doctor's note, and it's like, nah, fuck that.
what a start for freshmen too, right? Like
Right,
these
what
are
a start.
these are the first places you're gonna be living on a college, like away from home. Your first year, and your first experience is just being in like a hole like that.
Yeah, no AC. It's like a sweat box, hot
Absolutely.
box.
Well, I appreciate you for sharing your story, Cole.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely had
Glad
a
to
good
share it.
conversation about this relationship between faculty and students here. Definitely had some good thoughts.
I agree.
I appreciate you guys for tuning in to episode 1 of The Hard Truth.